All right, Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 is here, and I gotta say, Chapter 5 is kind of meh. I gotta say, Chapter 5 was just released a few days ago, and I played through it. It was good for the most part. I was liking it, but I always had a feeling that it was gonna be a puzzle based, like an extreme puzzle based chapter, like how chapter 3 was, and I did not like that. Bruh. And let me just say, it was absolutely horrible, of the experience I had to go through with this game. So I'm gonna give my my little nitpicks of what I like about the game, or the game, the story, and chapter 5 itself. I'd say what I like, and how I just feel overall about the game, or the story entirely. So chapter 5 was honestly, it kind of felt like it was all over the place. You know what I mean? I feel like they kind of just freeballed everything, and then we got what we got, and I was kind of disappointed. I was disappointed because majority of the game is puzzles, and you might think like, oh, okay, well, that's a good, something to have for the player to do, instead of it just being a story-driven game, which it should have been, because we're supposed to uncover what happened while we left as one of the ex-workers of the Playtime Co. Foundation. So, okay. But, dude, the puzzles were so absurd in this one, dude. Bro, there's so many instances where I got stuck for like a good 5, 10, if not 20 minutes. And after that, I actually had to look up some of the puzzles to figure out what to do. Because it's not in your face. There's like there's like little parts that you gotta, I don't know, man. It's just a lot. It sounds like I'm complaining, but it is what it is. This is my opinion. This is how I feel about the chapter. One thing I also forgot to point out is how wonky the gameplay was in this chapter. Bro, there's so many instances where I died just because of the gameplay mechanic. I don't know what it was, but dude, it's so bad. And like I said, it sounds like I'm complaining, but unless you're me, I will say I'm a little slow in the head when it comes to these puzzles. I'll admit it, but dude, it took me so long, especially I'll show you, because even when I was going against Lily and having her chase after you and you having to run from her, I died from her the most, because I didn't know where to go. And then the controls being wonky, I'm sitting there somehow missing the spots where my hands are supposed to go. It's just stuff like that. It's just like, oh man, this this chapter. But oh man. And what I was saying about the puzzles and how long they are is exactly why I didn't finish chapter 3, I believe. I never finished chapter 3. I never played chapter 4. I didn't think, at the time, I just didn't feel like it. I didn't want to. I wasn't hyped to see what happened. But that's besides the point. Now we get to the story. So, I don't know, the story does not make sense to me. Like, not anymore. So first of all, chapters 1 and 2, we are an ex-worker, of course, of the Playtime Co. Foundation, and we're back after what happened, which is the Hour of Joy, where all of the life-sized toys, or just the toys in general, just slaughtered. I can't even say that on YouTube. They completely massacred. I can't say that either, huh? I don't know. But everybody got taken care of. Everybody got taken care of, and now it's just us. You know what I mean? It's just us and maybe a few toys like Poppy and Kissy Missy, right? Okay. So in chapter 3 though, it just seems like it's all over the place. You know what I mean? They bring out these useless, completely random characters to I guess branch off and bring the story back together somehow, or at least make it make sense, and it just doesn't make sense. Like, who is Giblet supposed to be? Who is Lily supposed to be exactly? Miss Gracie, completely irrelevant. I'm thinking she was one of the. I'm thinking she was like the lady from chapter 3, like the teacher that went crazy. I thought that was her. That's not her. That's somebody else entirely. So I think with the characters, they kind of just freeballed. They just pulled something out and then just rocked with it without even really thinking about the story and how this would all line up. Certain things I did like. What I will say is I definitely like the animation. I like the effects. The game itself is not bad. Do not get it twisted. I'm not saying that the game is bad. I'm saying the aspect that they put of the puzzles, and then having the puzzles kind of reveal the story a little bit. It just kind of takes away from the story because your mind is focused on these long, like, unreal puzzles that take almost so long to get rid of. It's just like, or to get done with it. It's just like, you know. One thing I absolutely hated, and I promise you, one thing I hated the most, and I was on the verge of like quitting the game and never playing again. And this may sound like a skill issue, but the chase sequences of this game, or in chapter 5, the ones with Huggy Wuggy aren't the issue. It's the ones with Lily and the prototype. Oh my good god. Dude, those chase scenes, yeah, they're cool, you know, but bro, they do not tell you where to go. You have to just kind of just figure it out. And I've died countless times over and over and over to the same thing. And I don't know, I was about to lose it. I was actually about to crash out. I was actually gonna lose it. It was ridiculous, dude. And at that point of the game, I'm just like, as soon as that was over, I'm just like, when does the game end? You know what I mean? Like, when does it all end? And I'm not the only one who has this opinion. I'm not saying that just because they have this opinion, I'm making this up. This is, I truly feel like this chapter could have had some improvement. Story based, not so puzzle based. I think they said what chapter 4 wasn't as puzzle based, but and it was more story driven. But even then, it's still like chapter 4 and 5 still somewhat didn't make any sense. I'll give chapter 3 a little bit of leeway because I guess it's somewhat still connected to Playtime Co, even though there's like some underground secret hidden facility, like a daycare that the parents and the kids could go to through like some cable car, stuff like that. It's just like, okay, I guess, you know, maybe it all works. And then they did the big reveal at the end of chapter 5 that the main guy is not even the prototype. The main guy is actually the doctor. So you mean to tell me they built up this character for like he's the big bad? And don't get me wrong, he was, you know, he got rid of everybody. You know, he was really doing his part, I guess. But he's not even the main threat. The main threat is the doctor. That's the person that they revealed at the end. The doctor was not cooked. He didn't die. He was still alive somehow. I thought we took care of him. I guess not. And so it's just like, why? They never really talk about the prototype because it's unknown, right? But it seems like the doctor is about on par, if not, he looks to be at a higher status than the prototype. And I don't know how to feel, man. It's just like they kind of, it doesn't make sense. They built up this big villain, this big threat, this mystery, and then we uncover it, and he's not even the final boss, really. And I'm thinking this is the final chapter. It should have been. I'm not gonna lie, it actually should have ended at chapter 2. Chapter 2 actually made sense, like in terms of the story, because we're in the Playtime Co. We're not finding some secret hidden lab, no daycare, no secret facility that's like 5 layers under Playtime Co. None of that, bro. So man, I had such a bad time playing this game. And yeah, that may sound like a skill issue. You know, let me know. And if y'all can explain the story to me a little bit better, then please let me know. What am I missing? Maybe if I read back in the notes and of the different pages and different papers that I got that kind of reveal a little bit of the story and like the backstory of certain characters, like the doctor for some reason was in like this group of these scientists, and he was obviously someone that you weren't gonna like. That's just the kind of personality he had. He was like, you know, you do the work, but I get the credit for it kind of guy. Is just like, okay. So the prototype was, you know what I mean? He was that, I guess. Like I said, with the useless characters like Lily, she served absolutely no purpose. Just for her to get bodied within like what, like as soon as the or like right after the chase scene starts, which is, if you were to take it into consideration of a timestamp, that's like 20 minutes of her screen. That's like 20 minutes in the first screen time. I say screen time because you got like the long puzzles to get the plushies to the table, and that alone, man, that was one of the worst puzzles in my life. I actually had to look up what to do, because you mean to tell me that you had to lift up the trunk of the car to find the battery? I'm thinking you're supposed to uncover something, like find a book, which is what you were supposed to do, put a book onto the shelf, and then maybe the battery would be there. But no, you have to actually get the battery from the car, and then you get the book from Lily, because she tells you to put it on the... It's just a lot, bro. This chapter was all over the place. And it's unfortunate for me to say that, because I really like this game. The game itself is amazing. I love this game, but the past couple of chapters, I'd say, or this chapter specifically has been the worst for me. It's just not good. Y'all let me know what's up, man. But that was my little nitpick, my complaints about chapter 5, in that it could have been better, story wise, especially story wise. Not so driven on puzzles. The puzzles ruin the aspect of the story, because you're not even really focused on the story anymore. You're focused on trying to complete the puzzles. But that's enough. Oh man, if you enjoyed this video, man, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all's thoughts down in the comments. What you think about the story? What do you think about chapter 5? Could there have been some improvement? Is it perfect? I don't think it is, but y'all let me know, man. And I'll see y'all next time, man.